What's up, YouTube? We're out here today. It's hot as hell, and we just poured the footers for our basement. They literally just left. Started this morning around 7. I just wanted to show you guys. I couldn't get the camera set up in time. There were concrete trucks, the concrete pump, gravel. We had the excavator running the dozer. The Bobcat was in here with the track loader was in here spreading gravel. It was just a madhouse, so I couldn't get it set up anywhere for you guys to see. I kind of want to take you around and show you how we do it here in Ohio. I've been seeing a lot of videos, people all over the country building, and everything's a little bit different everywhere you go. So this is going to be an 8-foot basement. So this is the footer. It'll go up 8 feet from here. This side has a step in it. If you look from over here, you can see the natural grade of the land. So the natural grade of the land is sloping as it is. So we're going to step this wall to follow that grade. All of this right here is walkout. This whole front's going to be walkout. This right here is a retaining wall to hold this back because the garage is up here. I can show you that. And then that's the back wall of the basement. But here in Ohio, this is what we use to form the footers. This is called a forma drain. So it acts as a drain and a form for your footer. And you can see they can tie them together. And there's little slots in there for the water. So if any water gets inside of the basement or outside of the footer or anything, it all filters into that form, and then it comes down here to the sump pit, and then we can pump it out. This one being a walkout, it's called a natural drain, and what it is he put an extra piece of corrugated and it runs down to this lower one, and then we can attach another piece of corrugated here and run it out. So it won't go to the sump, it'll actually just, we'll trench it down to the creek, and just gravity will pull it down. So that's pretty cool. They got rebar in the footer. Then they put the stakes in here to hold the concrete walls. We'll put the aluminum panels up. They're doing that Monday. Set all the panels, lock them together, and then inside the panels they'll put this rebar. So there'll be rebar all through that wall. There'll be rebar holding it to the footer, and then this over here is that retaining wall, so they beef it up extra. It gets a ton of rebar in it as well. But yeah, pretty cool step here, the forma drain. That's just extra because it steps up here for the garage wall, so there'll be a break in that wall. It all connects at the top. That's just extra. That's not tied into anything. It all ties into here. There's an extra natural drain running here, and it exits down here. You can tie your downspouts and everything in at the same time, and we'll run it down to the creek down that way. It was crazy this morning. They were getting after it. They do about 300 and some basements a year. Their crew does, so they know what they're doing. The reason that this is stepped down in the front for the walkout is you have to have frost cover. So you have to have 40 inches. That's typically what our wall is, like a slab foundation. You have 40 inches, 8's above the ground and 32 below. So you have to be 32 inches below the ground for cover. So once they'll pour a 3-foot wall here, and that'll act as the front wall for the basement walkout, and then they'll frame on top of that wall. And the framing on top of this wall will link up 8 feet with the basement all the way around, and that'll create the walkout. So the walkout is all framed. This will step, 2-foot steps, solid 8 foot all the way around. I'll show you that as we start framing. They got a trench dug in here. This is for a thickened pier wall. They cut that in here. There'll be a wall built here when they're framing that will support the floor trusses. The floor trusses that go from the back wall to the front wall. They'll be supported by a wall that we built here. Carries that load. So they pour a thickened slab here. He trenches that out. You'll get 4 inches of concrete on top of this for the basement slab, and then this is down another 8 inches. So right there will be 12 inches of concrete for that wall to sit on and carry the floor trusses, floor joists. These are actually trusses, but floor joists. YouTubes, Hawk here. Today we are out at the homestead and they stripped the forms for the basement. So now we are ready to get the plumbing in the basement, pour the basement floor. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like now with all the forms stripped. So what we're looking at here, we're standing in the driveway. I got 2 garage doors here. This in here will be the garage, and this is the house. This is the retaining wall that I was showing you guys. And this is the house. This is all walkout in the front. So yeah, there it is. This side over here will step down. Framers will frame each section in here, and they'll frame it up to this level of the top of the wall, straight across, level it, boom, and then frame this whole front wall. Kind of give you an idea here of what the footer looks like. I showed you the footer last time. This is all waterproofing that they sprayed after they stripped the form. But there's that footer. There's the former drain, the footer. The rebar that was sticking up is inside the wall. And it steps down here for this frost wall on the walkout. And then they put these anchor bolts. These are required by code to hold your bottom plate down. They put those 1 foot from every corner and 4 foot from each other. They left them out here because we got a patio door. Here's the retaining wall on this side that holds back the garage and driveway dirt. All this will hog out right here, and this will sweep down after we backfill it. But yeah, that's what a poured basement looks like. So the next step is the plumbers will come in and they need to put in a pit over here, an injector pit. Anything in the basement will run to that injector pit that'll pump it out of that sewer hole, and it'll go out to the septic system. But down here we have a little bar area with a sink and then a bathroom over on this side, and they'll put all that in and run it over there. And then the concrete guys will come in, fill all this up with gravel, and pour the basement floor, and then we can start framing.